Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into a book that's made huge waves globally. Robin Sharma's #1 bestseller, The 5 a.m. Club. You know, the one with the subtitle, Own Your Morning, Elevate Your Life.
Yeah, it's definitely one that gets talked about a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So our mission here is to pull out the most powerful, actionable stuff from it. The book makes some big promises, doesn't it? Like uh, total transformation in creativity, productivity, prosperity, even how you serve the world.
It does, and the way Sharma delivers it is interesting too, kind of wrapped up in this story.
Right. With the artist, the entrepreneur,
Yeah.
this mysterious guru figure, and, well, a billionaire. It's not your typical self-help structure.
And it's worth saying this isn't some, flash in the pan idea. Sharma's been teaching these concepts for, what, over 20 years?
Yeah, that's right.
And to some really high-profile people, entrepreneurs, CEOs, sports stars, musicians, even royalty, apparently. So there's definitely something sticky about it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's kick things off at the beginning of their journey. It starts at this big conference, and we meet the Spellbinder. He's this enigmatic guru figure.
Quite the showman, from the sounds of it.
Totally. And he hits the crowd with this line, "Life's too short to play small with your talents." He's basically urging everyone to aim for legendary status, do amazing work, be a force for good.
And to unplug, right. He has that great phrase.
Oh yeah, the cyber zombie relentlessly attracted to digital devices. Pretty blunt.
It is, and his core philosophy is just as direct. Hard is good.
Right. What's the thinking there?
Well, he argues that, true greatness, finding your genius, it's supposed to be tough. It's almost counterintuitive today, but the book suggests that real satisfaction, that deep human satisfaction, often comes from the struggle, from pushing through difficulty.
Like building resilience.
Exactly. That feeling of accomplishment after something tough. He points to people like Miles Davis, Michelangelo, Rosa Parks, Charles Darwin, individuals who really embraced hard work and sacrifice for their craft or cause.
So in that audience, listening to the Spellbinder, we meet the two main characters of the story part. First, the artist. He's got these huge ambitions, apparently really original ideas.
But he messes it up for himself, right? Self-sabotage.
Big time. He even has these tattoos like rich people are fakers, kind of showing his mindset.
Yeah.
And then there's the entrepreneur. She feels totally swamped, no time, carrying a lot of personal baggage.
Yeah, the book mentions something called fatherless daughter syndrome.
It does. It suggests this deep emotional gap from lacking a strong father figure, leading to self-worth issues, maybe attachment problems. She's just desperate for things to change, feels she's nowhere near where she wants to be.
And it's interesting how the book portrays their inner states. The entrepreneur is trying to fill that emptiness with, external wins and tech hits, right?
Yeah.
It's avoiding the real stuff.
Yeah, chasing dopamine.
While the artist is stuck being cynical, letting his inner demons block his creativity, hating himself for wasting his talent. They're relatable struggles, I think.
Definitely. And then right when the Spellbinders talk gets deep, this kind of scruffy guy, looks homeless, just joins their conversation.
Yeah, picking at a scab, the book says. Not the image of wisdom you'd expect.
Not at all. But he drops these really profound, cryptic lines like pain's the doorway into deep and tragedy is nature's great purifier.
And he mentions the core concepts early on, doesn't he? Mindsets, heart sets.
Health sets and soul sets. Calls them seriously revolutionary concepts.
And he has this interesting take on business, too. That the real point of commerce isn't just profit, but being helpful to society.
Right. And money, power, prestige are just like inevitable byproducts if you focus on being helpful.
He also calls out complainers, doesn't he? What was the phrase?
Drama mamas. People with victimitis, excusitis. Basically, stop whining and use your power to make things better.
Strong words.
And then comes the big reveal, the twist. This homeless man.
Is actually Stone Riley, a billionaire.
Exactly. The Spellbinder's super successful protege. It's quite the shock.
And he explains the whole look as voluntary discomfort.
Yeah, like a discipline practice to stay grounded. Later, he transforms, looks fit, clean-shaven, wearing this T-shirt.
No idea works until you do the work. I like that.
Me too. And then he invites the artist and the entrepreneur to his private island. His magical island, he calls it.
An adventure of a lifetime to join the 5 a.m. club.
He promises they'll learn the system rise early, get tons done by noon, boost their health, happiness, peace. He talks about building different kinds of empires, not just money, but artistry, productivity, humanity.
Even spiritual empires. It's a broad vision.
So once they get to this amazing island, the billionaire starts laying out the core frameworks. Let's talk about the 4 interior empires he introduces. Mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. How does he explain these?
Okay, yeah, these are foundational. He says they're crucial for, well, empire making and world building, basically achieving anything significant. So, mindset, that's your psychological dimension, how you see things, your beliefs about what's possible.
He warns about potential that isn't used, right?
Exactly. Potential unexpressed turns to pain. He talks about rewriting your unhealthy narrative, the stories we tell ourselves that hold us back, often driven by fear, the amygdala firing off cortisol. It's about letting that old self go.
Okay, so mindset is the mental game. What's heart set?
Heart set is your emotional life. It's about dealing with past hurts, healing emotional wounds. The billionaire actually credits his own sense of wonder and gratitude to working through his past suffering, specifically using a daily diary in his morning routine.
So cleaning up emotional baggage helps performance.
That's the argument. Poor performance often stems from emotional turbulence. Then comes health set. Pretty straightforward, your physical well-being.
Right, the don't die advice if you want to be a titan.
Yeah. But seriously, he emphasizes that optimal health maximizes your power to produce magic. Exercise isn't just optional, it dramatically improves everything. Cognition, energy, mood. He mentions BDNF.
Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, like miracle grow for your brain.
Pretty much. And things like lengthening telomeres, which relates to aging. He calls it activating the neurobiology of greatness.
Wow, okay. Mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set.
Soul set is the spiritual dimension. This doesn't necessarily mean religion, but connecting with something deeper within yourself in the quiet of the morning, your courage, your values, your compassion.
Getting back to your core self.
Yeah, reconnecting with who you really are beneath all the societal noise that pushes insecurity, scarcity, selfishness, which he argues isn't our natural state.
That makes sense as a foundation, the four empires. So how does he connect this inner work to, like, actual results?
Yeah.
He has that three-step success formula, right? Going from superficiality to granularity.
Right. This tackles the gap between knowing and doing. His point is stark. Ideas are worth nothing unless backed by application. We can get stuck just thinking or planning.
Analysis paralysis.
Exactly. The real value comes from doing. This leads him to the idea of rigor. He says the greats, the heroes, titans, and icons, they have depth. They obsess over details, they refine relentlessly. They don't just skim the surface or take the easy path like he suggests the other 95% do.
Okay, so build the inner empires, then apply with rigor. Makes sense. Now, what about the four focuses of history makers? He presents these as key for peak performance. What are they?
Okay, focus number 1 is capitalization IQ. This is interesting. It's not just about how much raw talent you have, but how much of it you actually use and capitalize on.
So it's about dedication, not just innate gifts.
Precisely. Think of athletes who maybe weren't the most naturally gifted, but outworked everyone and achieved more. That's capitalization IQ. Second focus, freedom from distraction.
Ah, the big one for today's world.
Absolutely. Protecting your cognitive bandwidth, your mental energy from all the digital noise, what he calls digital dementia. He really emphasizes solitude, especially early morning solitude, as a force multiplier for developing expertise.
He mentions specific research here too, doesn't he?
Yeah, like Eldar Shafir on cognitive bandwidth depletion and Sophie Leroy's attention residue. That feeling when your mind is still stuck on the last thing you were doing, making it hard to focus now. Multitasking is the enemy here.
Einstein's quote comes to mind.
Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. Perfectly captures it. The core message is the hours that the 95% waste the top 5% treasure.
That's a powerful way to put it. Protecting focus is definitely a challenge. What's the third focus?
Third is personal mastery practice. This is all about deep, rigorous training. He uses the Spartan quote, "Sweat more in practice, bleed less in war."
Meaning, do the hard work when no one's watching.
Exactly. Win the battles in training. He references Anders Ericsson's work on deliberate practice, suggesting something like 2 hours and 44 minutes of focused skill improvement daily for 10 years to reach world class. It's serious commitment.
Wow, that's specific. Okay, and the fourth focus.
Day stacking. This is a really cool concept. The idea that each of your prized days represents your precious life in miniature.
So how you live today is how you live your life.
Essentially, yes. Small, seemingly minor improvements, done consistently every single day, add up to massive results over time. Consistency and regularity, they're the secret sauce of mastery, according to Sharma.
Okay, so those four focuses guide the overall approach. Now let's get into the heart of the 5 a.m. club itself. That first hour, the victory hour, you said it's not just when you wake up, but what you do.
Precisely. That 60 minutes from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. is crucial. It's broken into the 20-20-20 formula.
All right, walk us through it, but pocket one.
5:00 to 5:20 a.m. Move, get up, and immediately do intense exercise. Sweaty, vigorous movement. He calls it non-negotiable.
Why so intense right away?
It floods your system with good stuff. BDNF for brain health, cortisol levels get managed, dopamine and serotonin for mood. It apparently lengthens telomeres, activates that neurobiology of greatness. Basically, it wakes up your body and brain, shifting you from tired to, as he says, on fire. Hydrate during this time. Maybe listen to a podcast or audiobook while you sweat.
Okay, 20 minutes of hard work.
Yeah.
Then what? Pocket two.
5:20 to 5:40 a.m. Reflect. Now you shift gears. This is about deep peace, quiet, solitude. No distractions.
What kind of activities fit here?
Things like journaling, especially that daily diary idea for processing emotions and past stuff, meditation, prayer, maybe a gratitude practice, or even planning out your day, like scripting a pre-performance blueprint.
The aim is inner calm and clarity.
Exactly. Cultivating self-awareness and peace. He suggests this creates residual wisdom that benefits you throughout the entire day.
Moved, reflected. What's the final 20 minutes?
5:04 to 6:07 a.m. Grow. This pocket is dedicated to learning, actively becoming more valuable, expanding your knowledge, reading books, listening to audiobooks, watching educational videos. Focus on topics relevant to your growth, psychology, history, innovation, communication, leadership, whatever helps you improve.
So it's about input, about learning.
Right. He emphasizes the leader who learns the most wins. Points out that super successful people, billionaires, are often obsessive learners, constantly investing in their own education over just, entertainment.
The 20-20-20. Move, reflect, grow. It's a powerful hour.
Uh-huh.
But the book doesn't stop there, does it? It talks about optimizing the whole day, including the evening.
No, it definitely sees the evening as crucial for setting up the next morning's success. He details the pre-sleep ritual of iconic producers.
Okay, break that down for us.
It starts around 7:00 to 8:00 p.m. Last meal, crucially, turn off all devices. Isolate yourself from overstimulation.
It's digital sunset.
Basically, yeah. Then 8:00 to 9:00 p.m. This is time for real connection. Talk with loved ones. Maybe a second shorter meditation, more reading, audiobooks, podcasts, maybe some light recreation, or he suggests a periodic Epsom salt bath.
Winding down.
Exactly. And finally, 9:00 to 10:00 p.m. Prepare for sleep. Cool, dark, tech-free bedroom is key. Lay out your workout gear for the morning's move pocket, removes friction, and practice some evening gratitude.
Set yourself up for success the next day.
That's the idea. And this evening ritual is part of a bigger framework in the book called the Amazing Day Deconstruction, which maps out an optimized timeline for the whole day, including building in zero technology zones.
Are there other key tactics for daily optimization mentioned?
Oh yeah, several good ones. There's the 9-1 rule.
What's that?
For the first 90 minutes of your workday, focus intensely on the one single activity that, if done brilliantly, will most move the needle in your field. No interruptions, no devices nearby, pure focus.
90 minutes, one task. Powerful. What else?
The 60-10 method. Work and focus 60-minute blocks, then take a genuine 10-minute break for rest and recovery. Like being a sprinter, not a marathon runner, throughout the day. Helps maintain intensity.
I like that. Avoid burnout.
Then there's the 2MP, 2 massages per week.
Seriously. 2 massages a week.
He argues it's a serious investment in your mental state, cognition, health, even longevity. His line is, death will cost you more. Bit extreme, maybe, but it makes the point about prioritizing recovery.
Okay, what else?
The blueprint for a beautiful week. Spend 30 minutes every Sunday morning planning the week ahead, scheduling your victory hour, deep work blocks, time with family, exercise, even errands. It builds focus and momentum.
Proactive planning.
And finally, the tight bubble of total focus, or TBTF. This is about creating an invisible shield around yourself to filter out negativity and distractions.
Like what?
Fake news, excessive advertising, pointless gossip, energy vampires. He calls it your bulletproof defense system, or a personal Menlo Park, like Edison's famous lab, a space for deep work. Practically, this might mean selling your TV, avoiding news, unfriending negative people online or offline, turning off notifications.
Wow, some of those are pretty radical steps.
They are. It's about fiercely protecting your focus and energy.
Now, implementing all this, it sounds like a massive undertaking. The book acknowledges change is tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hard at first, messy in the middle, gorgeous at the end.
Absolutely. And it specifically addresses that messy middle part. Stage 2, installation. This is where habits are being formed, and it's often really difficult. He even calls it the dark night of the soul.
Why so dramatic?
Because neurologically, your brain is literally rewiring itself, building new pathways. This can feel like upheaval. You might feel confused, stressed, exhausted, like everything's going wrong.
So it feels bad, but it's actually progress.
That's the key insight. This phase, which he pegs at around 22 days or so, is a sign of beautiful growth. The old patterns, the old you, have to break down for the better version to emerge. Your stress hormones might be elevated, making you feel scared or tired, but you have to push through. It's part of becoming, as he puts it, undefeatable.
That's really encouraging for anyone trying to make a big change. And the billionaire himself lives this, doesn't he, with his push-up ritual?
Yeah, apparently doing thousands a day, driven by this horror of not growing. Now, the exact number isn't the point for everyone, obviously.
Right. Starting small is probably key for most people.
For sure. But the underlying principle is that relentless, ceaseless repetition of the new behavior is what weakens the old impulses and builds mastery. It comes back to that powerful idea. You become undefeatable in the world by what you do when no one's watching. You practice excellence until it's automatic.
As the story unfolds, these core teachings get distilled into the billionaire's maxims, little nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, they're great summaries, like Maxim #1. To create magic in the world, own the magic within yourself. It links your inner state to your outer results, emphasizing finding that inner quiet, that primitive longing for silence.
That's another good one.
Maxima #2. Collect miraculous experiences over material things. This is about shifting focus from just acquiring stuff to actually living. Finding wonder in simple things, like we did as kids. He urges you to laugh more often, dance more regularly, and play more frequently.
That's a lovely reminder. In our consumer culture, it's easy to forget. How do you actually do that, though? Prioritize experiences.
It's about conscious choice, isn't it? Actively looking for those moments of wonder, saying yes to experiences, maybe saying no to some purchases to free up resources for living. It requires intention.
Makes sense. Any other standout?
Maxim #5. Avoid bad people. This is about emotional contagion. Because of our mirror neurons, we unconsciously adopt the behaviors and attitudes of those we spend the most time with.
So choose your company wisely.
Exactly. Surround yourself with positive, ethical, supportive people. Avoid the dream stealers, energy thieves, and enthusiasm bandits, as he calls them. And Maxim #11. Tomorrow is a bonus, not a right.
A memento mori.
Pretty much. A stark reminder that life is finite. Don't put off being heroic or finding peace or being happy. Don't wait for the perfect time or enough money. Live fully now. Appreciate today.
Really powerful stuff. So this whole journey, all these frameworks and maxims, they lead to a final profound teaching from the Spellbinder, right? On Robin Island, no less.
Yeah, a very symbolic location. And the core message there is incredibly deep. It's that everything we experience, even intense suffering, which he notes is common among the world's greatest achievers, is potentially part of an intelligent plan designed to bring us closer to our own highest potential.
So even the worst stuff can be used for growth.
That's the idea. Suffering can be a catalyst for healing, purification, and ultimately accessing your deepest strengths, your glorious hero within.
And he wraps this up with one final framework.
Yes, the heroic human circle. It outlines the 7 virtues of world changers: bravery, forgiveness, integrity, understanding, sincerity, politeness, and humility.
These are the qualities to aspire to.
He presents them as essential for anyone wanting to make a real difference, to move beyond just self-interest and contribute positively to the world through purpose and compassion.
What an incredible framework. This deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club really shows it's about so much more than just setting an early alarm. It's a whole philosophy for life, isn't it?
It really is. Mindset, heart set, health set, soul set, the daily rituals, the focus, it all ties together into a comprehensive system for personal mastery and impact.
It's about those deliberate choices, day after day.
Absolutely. Which leads to a final thought, maybe, for you to consider.
Go on.
What secret heroic force within you is just waiting to be unleashed through that kind of disciplined action, especially in those quiet hours when no one else is watching?
That's a powerful question to leave things on. Hopefully this deep dive gives you some tools and inspiration for your own journey towards mastery and making your unique impact.